Hey, welcome, Chinooks fans. Chinooks baseball is on the air. We are here today at the Mulcahy Stadium in the middle of Anchorage, Alaska, on a sunny, partly cloudy day, but the sun is beaming right through the press box window, so it feels pretty hot to us. The Chinooks are here to play the Anchorage Bucs, the league-leading Bucs. That is, they are in first place with a record of 16-6. The Chinooks come into the game with a record of 7-13 and coming off a loss last night against the Oilers. Starting on the hill tonight for the Bucs will be left-hander Nolan Livesey. Nolan, 6'2", 185 sophomore out of Metro State University. This will be his fifth start of the season. He is 2-1. He's given up 13 runs, all of them earned, for an earned run average of 5.32. Starting on the mound for the Bucs will be left-hander Zane Kelly. Kelly, a 6'1", 200-pound freshman out of San Diego State University. He has made 2 appearances, but all in relief. He's only pitched 1 2/3 innings so far this year and has not given up any runs, so he has the unique 0.00 ERA. The PA announcer is about to introduce the starting lineups and do the national anthem, so I'm going to turn off my mic and keep the field mic on and let you hear that. And we'll be back to you in about 4 or 5 minutes then to get the game going. All right? Welcome.
Pitching tonight from Metro State University, number 14, Nolan Lindsay. Now let's meet the starting lineup for the Bucs. Batting first, the first baseman from Arizona State University, number 23, Cole Carmona. Batting second, the shortstop from Texas Tech University, number 9, Will Burns. Batting third, the center fielder from USC, number 8, Andrew Lamb. Batting fourth, left fielder from St. Mary's, number 24, Adam Enya. Batting sixth, third baseman from Gonzaga, number 6, Josh Hankins. Batting sixth, the pitcher from San Diego State University, number 4, Zane Kelly. Batting seventh, the second baseman from Gonzaga, number 25, Peyton Knowles. Batting eighth, the catcher from Wheeling University, number 10, Dylan Maltby. And batting ninth, the right fielder from Cal State Dominguez Hills, number 22, Brett Castillo. This time, we ask that you please rise, face the flag in left field, and join us in honoring the record with the playing of the national anthem.
All right, welcome back, Chinooks fans, to Mulcahy Stadium in the center of Anchorage, Alaska, where it's about 62 degrees. There's an 8-mile-per-hour wind blowing, but it's all over the place. Earlier, the flag was stretched out to the left field line, and right now it's blowing out towards right. So we'll just keep an eye on the wind and see what effect that has on the ball game tonight. Chinooks come into this game hitting .219 as a team. And the Bucs come in with a league-leading .245. Again, Bucs are 16-6, and as you'll see as we go down their lineup and give out the averages for their team, they're hitting pretty solid and scoring a lot of runs, and that's an issue that the Chinooks have had. Scoring runs, they've been keeping pace, basically, offensively with the other teams. However, when it comes to driving those runs in, that's where we've had the difficulties, just not getting the runners around to home. Last night we left, I think it was 8, 9, or 10 runners on base, and that's just too many. So let's look for some more clutch hitting and score some runs and chase these Bucs tonight. Make a good game out of it. Defensively for the Anchorage Bucs, Zane Kelly is on the mound. Dylan Maltby at catcher. Cole Carlin is playing first base. Peyton Knowles at second. Josh Hankins is playing third. Will Burns at shortstop. Adam Enyart in left. Andrew Lamb in center. And Brett Castillo in right. And that is the defensive lineup for the Bucs. The pitchers' warm-ups have ended. And a throw down to second, as is the custom. So that brings up the leadoff hitter for the Bucs here. Shortstop number 9, Oliver Degenhart. Degenhart comes into this game hitting .250. He's got 10 RBIs, 8 runs scored, and has 6 stolen bases for the Chinooks. And the first pitch of the game misses high for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes on Oliver Degenhart. I am joined in the box here today by Clayton Jackson. Clayton will be doing some play-by-play after today. Second pitch, caught the outside corner for 1-1. Clayton will be making the trip down to Kenai as the team heads south for the long series against the Oilers in their ballpark. So Clayton will be making that trip down there. I will not, so you'll be hearing him on the air as I have to head back east for a conference. So it'll be about 110 degrees where I'm going. The count 2-1 now on Oliver. Pops this one up in the infield. The second baseman going back, calling for it, and has the catch for out number 1. That's a P4 to start the game, and 1 out here in the top of the first. That'll bring up the second baseman, Louis Zuleika, number 16. Louis comes to the plate hitting .258 on the season with 6 runs scored. He and Degenhart pretty much 1 and 2 all season. Sometimes they've swapped back and forth as they have shortstop and second. The first pitch to Louis misses for a ball. And there's the almost ever-present airplane noise in the background as whenever we play here at Mulcahy Stadium, as there's a municipal airport not far from here. And the delivery misses high for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. For those of you not familiar with Alaska geography, the Kenai Peninsula is about a 3-hour drive south of Anchorage. So the team will be staying there at the Oilers facility. That ball is hit to the backstop by Oliver for strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. They have sort of a barracks type of situation down there where the players stay. It is actually a bingo hall, and that has been a source of income for the Oilers. The bingo hall, that is. And so it's a good week. The players will try to get some fishing in when they can, and some sightseeing as time allows. Pitch to Zuleika is fouled off down the right field line for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 on Louis Zuleika. The Bucs left-hander, Zane Kelly, pitching from the stretch, even with no one on base. And the delivery. The ball is popped foul again behind home plate, so the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes on Louis Zuleika. Coaching first base for the Chinooks today is assistant coach Ted McGovern. Over at third base is the head coach or manager Tim Cole. I'm a traditionalist. I like to use the term manager, even though I know in the college ranks it is more common now to use head coach for the baseball field manager. The 2-2 delivery misses high and outside for ball 3, so the count goes to full on Louis Zuleika, his first at-bat of the game. We are here in the top of the first inning. There's no score. There's 1 out with no one on base. Zuleika, the second hitter of the game. Bucs playing him rather shallow. We saw that the other day while we were here. The right fielder only less than, say, 250 feet. Oh, there's a called third strike. Louis out looking. It was a questionable call, to be quite honest with you. Louis didn't like the call. He thought he had a walk there. But that will bring up with 2 outs and no one on the first baseman, Jordan Jaffe. Jordan hitting .240 on the season with 8 runs scored. Left-hander Kelly looks in, takes the sign and delivers home. First pitch misses. Catcher couldn't quite hold on to it there, and it bounces away from him for ball 1. One ball to no strikes. And the delivery. Jaffe swings and fouls the ball off out of play on the right field or the first base side of the ballpark. The outfield is really shallow. Not only the right fielder, but right now the center fielder is shallow. I think the left fielder is playing deepest amongst the 3 outfielders. Kelly set and delivers, and that ball misses for a strike. Catcher again couldn't hold on to it. The count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Not sure what the heck is going on there with the Bucs catcher. That's 2 good pitches that just couldn't hang on to. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Jordan Jaffe. And he hits this one down the right field line. This may stay in. It is. It goes to the corner. Jaffe around first, heading towards second. He is going to hold up at second. Picked up Coach Tim Cole there, and Cole gave him the stop sign. So Jaffe is on second base with a double, the first hit of the game. And the Chinooks have a runner in scoring position, bringing up the cleanup hitter, center fielder number 15, Jaden Hill. So nice piece of hitting there by Jordan Jaffe, going right down the right field line. It went far into the corner. The right fielder made a pretty good effort, considering how shallow he was in getting to that ball, to hold Jaffe to 2 instead of a 3-bagger. Jaden Hill, the batter, he's hitting .266 on the season. He leads the team with 13 runs. A first pitch misses low and outside for ball 1. Jaden batting from the right side, squared away stance. And the delivery by Kelly misses high and outside for ball 2. So very quickly, Hill ahead in the count. And we are hoping here in the press box that this sun keeps moving further west and give us a little bit of shade, because it's pretty hot and bright in here right now. The 2-0 delivery misses high and outside, and that gets away. That's a wild pitch that'll take Jordan Jaffe over to third. Mark that a wild pitch, and ball 3 to Hill. So it's 3-0 to Jaden Hill, with Jordan Jaffe now on third base. Base hit will obviously score him. Another wild pitch will do the same. Let's see what Jaffe does if he's got the green light here with a 3-0 in this situation. The pitch misses outside high for ball 4, so Jaden Hill draws the walk, and the Chinooks will now have runners at first and third as Jaffe stays at third, Hill down to first base, hands his batting gloves off to David Broughton, and that'll bring up to the plate R.J. Rickabaugh, today's catcher, number 17. Rickabaugh hitting .182 on the summer. However, he's got 11 RBIs, which leads the team. So first and third for the Chinooks here with 2 down in the top of the first inning. R.J. Rickabaugh, the batter. Zane Kelly on the hill delivers. R.J. swings and fouls that ball off down the first base side and out of play for a strike. No balls and 1 strike to R.J. Rickabaugh. Bucs catcher stepping out and giving a sign for the first and third situation to his infielders. Shortstop and second baseman appear to have come in a couple steps. The left-hander Kelly sets and delivers, and that ball is high for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on RJ. RJ hitting from the left side of the plate with an open stance. He holds that bat almost perpendicular, a slight angle to it, with a little bit of movement, which you always want. You don't want to start from a dead stop. The pitch, a breaking ball over for a strike, and that makes the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. That was a nice pitch by Kelly. Kelly comes set, and the 1-2 pitch misses outside for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jaden Hill on first, Jordan Jaffe on third. We've got 1 hit in this inning. Kelly comes set. Runner from first breaks, and the ball is fouled off to the backstop by R.J. Rickabaugh, so the count remains at 2-2. Jaden Hill broke on the play, but will have to come back because of the foul ball. Jaden touches first. Catcher comes out for the Bucs and gives his sign for the first and third situation. 2-2 the count. Hill was running on that play. Let's see if he'll be running on this one. Hill with a pretty decent lead over there on first. The delivery home, and Hill runs. It's swinging a ground ball hit through the hole at first. That'll be a single. That'll drive in a run. So R.J. Rickabaugh extends his RBI total to 12 with a base hit between first and second there. A nice piece of hitting on his part. The jump by Jaden Hill allows him to go to third. So the Chinooks again have first and third. And most importantly, Jordan Jaffe came to score. So Chinooks lead this 1-0. First run of the game and second hit of the game for the Chinooks. Again, first and third. And now the batter, number 10, David Broughton, playing third base today. David comes into the game hitting 140. He swings and hits that ball hard and far to left field. It hits off the wall. Hill will score. Cole is waving around the runner. Coming home, and there's a play at the plate. He is safe. Good hustle by R.J. Rickabaugh all the way from first base to score on that play. It was a close play at home, but he just avoided the tag. And the Chinooks are up 3-0. Give David Broughton an RBI double on that. He gets 2 RBIs on that. Driving in both Hill and Rickabaugh. Great hustle. Great hustle by RJ on that to come all the way around from first. So Chinooks jump out. I was talking earlier in this inning about the Chinooks not being able to drive in runs, getting hits and keeping pace with the other teams with hits, but not being able to drive them in, and they have done exactly that. So hopefully I jinxed it in the right direction tonight. The Bucs manager wants to come out and talk to his pitcher, so he has got the pitcher, the catcher, and the whole infield out there discussing what's going on. And I'm guessing just trying to calm his pitcher down after a bit of action here. Chinooks with 3 hits in this inning, including 2 doubles and 3 RBIs, 3 runs scored. We'll take it, folks. That's what we need. It's what we need to stay competitive and win ball games. So the hitter now is Jacob Hayes. Jacob is in the DH slot tonight. He's wearing jersey number 32, and Jacob is hitting .277 on the season. Runner on second with 2 outs here in the top of the first. The Chinooks have done all their damage after the first 2 batters were retired. The first pitch to Jacob Hayes, a swing and a miss. I'm sorry, that was a foul ball. I didn't see where the ball went, but it's a foul ball behind the backstop. So that's either way, it's still a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Hayes, a right-handed batter with a slightly open stance, and holds the bat parallel to the ground, then moves up to about a 45-degree angle. The delivery misses outside. Catcher dropped it, but it didn't go far, so David Broughton smartly holds at second base. That pitch was a ball. It evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Jacob Hayes, the batter, with a 1-1 count, and David Broughton on second base. Zane Kelly for the Bucs looks and delivers home. This is high for ball 2. So Hayes ahead in the count, 2-1. Hayes started yesterday's game on the hill for his first start of the season. But playing in the field, or DHing rather, today. And that pitch misses outside and high for ball 3. Count goes to 3-1. The good hitter's pitch. So Hayes ahead in the count with a runner on second base with 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Zane Kelly comes to a stretch. Left-hander looks at second and delivers home. A swing and a miss for strike 2. The count goes to full. Three balls and 2 strikes. There's no one forcing Broughton at second, so he will not necessarily be running on this pitch. The delivery on the 3-2 misses inside for ball 4, and the Chinooks continue the inning. Hayes goes down to first. Broughton stays at second. Chinooks, with 3 runs already scored in the first inning, and now have runners on first and second with 2 outs, but all their damage so far has been with 2 outs. This brings to the plate the right fielder, Orion Kailua Medeiros. Orion's hitting 133 on the season. He made a nice gesture last night, giving my wife a lei as we served the Chinooks their post-game meal. And the delivery, he hits this ball hard and deep to left field. It is back. It is a grand slam. Grand slam for Orion Medeiros. I'm sorry, not a grand slam, a 3-run homer. I got a little too excited, but a 3-run homer, his first of the season. Ryan needed that. He gets 3 RBIs. As Broughton scores from second, Hayes scores from first, and Medeiros comes all the way around, touching all 4 for a 6-0 lead here in the first. The Chinooks have equaled their first inning, I believe any inning total, with 6 runs here in the first. That brings up Brady Groves. Brady playing left field today, wearing uniform jersey number 3. Brady's hitting 182 on the season, and that is nice to see Orion get a hold of one and hit it out of the park. He was pretty enthusiastic running those bases. That was really nice to see. First pitch, the first 2 pitches, I got all caught up there, folks, were balls. 2 balls and no strikes to Brady Groves. And that will bring out the Bucs manager, so he's going to have to make a pitching change. I will turn the microphone off now as the new pitcher comes in and gets his warm-up pitches. Chinooks lead 6-0 with 2 out in the first. All right, welcome back, Chinooks fans. We are still in the top of the first inning. Chinooks have exploded for 6 runs. The big hit being a Ryan Medeiros home run, a 3-run homer. I mistakenly called the grand slam, but still a big hit for him. The new Bucs pitcher is right-hander Elijah Dew, 6'2", 190. He has made 6 appearances, pitching only 6 2/3 innings. His ERA is 6.75. The first pitch to Brady Groves missed for ball 3, so quickly 3-0 count to Brady. And the next pitch misses and gets away from the catcher. Brady down to first base, looking back to see if he could advance. He does not. He goes to first with the walk. And that will be the 7th Chinook to reach base in a row here this inning. So we are back to the top of the order. And that will bring up leadoff hitter Oliver Degenhart, today's shortstop. Oliver wearing number 9. The first time up, he popped out to second base. He's up here now with 2 outs and runner on first and a 6-run lead. The delivery misses high for a ball. So Dew has started off his first 3 pitches out of the strike zone. Going from the stretch, he looks at Groves at first and delivers home. Degenhart takes high and inside for ball 2. And Dew's trying to find the plate now. Two-no to Degenhart. Throw over to first, gets away from the first baseman. So Groves down to second. Pickoff attempt failed for Dew, and the advancement to second base by Brady Groves. I'll have to give a throwing error to the pitcher on that. So the Chinooks now have a runner on second base with 2 outs and a 2-0 count to leadoff hitter Oliver Degenhart. Right-hander delivers. Degenhart takes it inside and low for strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike on Oliver. And you can hear in the background another plane flying by. Constant in the summer here in Anchorage, especially on a beautiful day like this. The pitch misses inside low for ball 3, so Degenhart ahead in the count. And Dew so far has thrown 6 pitches, 5 of them balls. Hitter's pitch here with a 3-1 count and 2 down. And a runner in scoring position. The pitch is high for ball 4. So Oliver advances to first base. Groves will stay at second. And that is the 8th Chinook to reach base safely consecutively. And that'll bring up Louis Zulaika, the number 2 hitter. Playing second base today. Louis struck out in his first at-bat of this inning. He is the 11th Chinook to come to the plate today in this inning. Dew looks at second, comes set, and delivers. Zulaika takes a pitch, looks like right down the heart of the plate for strike 1. 0-1. Chinooks scoring all these runs, getting all these guys on base after the first 2 hitters were out. So all done with 2 outs. As Mark Corbin checking in has indicated as well. And there's a foul ball over to the first base side and out of play for strike 2. Be nice to see Louis get on base here and have 9 Chinooks get on base in 1 inning. And that would be 9 consecutively as well. Louis struck out his first time on a very close pitch that he thought was ball 4, and quite honestly, it looked like that to us up here in the press box. The delivery. That ball is hit hard down the left field line, and it is fair ball. 1 run scores. No. Oh, they called it foul? I'm sorry, folks. They called that a foul ball. I thought the umpire had motioned fair, and the runners were tearing it up like it was a fair ball. Man, that was close. I didn't see chalk, but it looked like to me it landed right on the line. I apologize for the wrong call. Louis will have to come back to the plate, which he does. The runners back to their bases. Groves on second and Dagenhart on first. So I've got two calls wrong. I called Medeiros a grand slam, which was a 3-run homer, and then I thought that was a base hit for Louis Zalaika down the line. But he's still at the plate, and there's time to get that base hit. So 0-2 to Louis with 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. The delivery takes a close pitch for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Anchorage Bucs, the first place team in the Alaska Baseball League, but not looking like it so far in the first inning. But we all know baseball's a strange game, so let's not get too confident here. And there's a swing and another foul ball. Good defensive hitting there by Louis Zalaika. Count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Looks like I nudged the camera a little bit there. My excitement, thinking that ball was fair, so got a better angle on the view now. Runners at first and second. 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Chinooks have scored 6 runs. Louis Zalaika, the batter, his second at bat of the game already. On the mound for the Bucs, Elijah Dew. And the delivery. That ball is popped up. First baseman, second baseman both calling for it. First baseman takes it, and that is a pop-up to first base to end the inning. That's a P3. But here we go, folks. 6 runs on 4 hits, 1 error, 2 runners left on base. After 1/2 an inning, it is Chinooks 6. Bucs coming to play. Welcome back to Mulcahy Stadium here in the heart of Anchorage, Alaska, where the Chinooks have jumped out to a 6-0 lead after their top of the first inning. The Bucs will lead off their bottom of the first with first baseman Cole Carlin, number 23. Carlin hitting a lofty 357 with 12 RBIs and 11 runs scored. The first pitch to Carlin misses. Is strike one. Is in there for strike one. Nolan Livesey on the mound for the Chinooks. Nolan, 6'2", 185, attends Metro State University in Colorado, where he is a sophomore. He has made 4 appearances so far this season, all of them starts. His record is 2-1. His ERA, 5.32. The second pitch to Carlin is a strike, and so ahead in the count real quickly is Nolan Livesey, 0-2 on a very dangerous leadoff hitter in Carlin. Swing and a ball hit up the middle. Great stab by the second baseman over to first. It got the out. Nice play by Louis Zulaika, diving to his right up the middle, comes up, makes the play, throws it over to Jordan Jaffe at first for the first out of the game, and mark that as a very impressive 4-3. So we got the clutch hitting in the top of the inning, and we need some defense, solid defense, and we're getting that so far this game. Let's keep it going. Chinooks, Will Burns, the Bucs shortstop, is up to bat, and he gets a base hit into left field. He will stop at first as Brady Groves gets the ball in quickly to the infield. That's a single for Will Burns, and the Bucs have a runner on first with 1 out. Coming to the plate for the Bucs is the center fielder, number 8, Andrew Lamb. Lamb hitting .271 with 11 runs scored and 8 RBIs, so a dangerous hitter. Nolan Livesey, the lefty for the Chinooks on the hill. And he delivers home, and there's a soft ground ball hit to third. The play is made to first by David Broughton, so that's a 5-3 out. The runner advances to second, but we get the second out of the inning. A nice play by David Broughton. It was a very slowly hit ground ball. Came up with it, stayed up, made the nice throw over to Jordan Jaffe at first, and there's 2 down. That'll bring up the left fielder for the Bucs, Adam Enyart. Enyart hitting .226 on the season with 7 runs batted in. Livesey sets and delivers and misses just high and outside for ball 1. Deanna Broughton checking in and saying, "Great work, Chinooks. Keep it up." Yes, ma'am. That was great work in the first inning. That was a whole lot of fun. Livesey sets and delivers and misses low and inside for ball 2. So Livesey behind in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. But he's got 2 outs. Bucs have a runner on second. Second baseman Zulaika cheating over towards second to keep the runner honest. And Jordan Jaffe at first playing in. There's a swing and a miss for strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Broughton, the third baseman, at middle depth. Dagenhart, the shortstop, at full depth. Zulaika really close to second base now, trying to keep the runner close. Moves back to his position as Livesey delivers home with a called strike 2. Count evens up at 2-2 on Adam Enyart, the Bucs left fielder. Livesey comes set, looks at second, and comes home. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. A good inning for Nolan Livesey and the Bucs. Bucs score no runs on 1 hit, no errors. They leave 1 man on base after 1 complete inning. The score, Chinooks 6, Bucs 0. Welcome back to Chinooks Baseball. We're coming to you live from Mulcahy Stadium in Anchorage, Alaska. I'm Tim Bartow, joined by Clayton Jackson in the press box. The Chinooks lead 6-0 as they come to bat. The first batter of the inning for the Chinooks is Jordan Jaffe. Jordan fouls the first pitch off down the first base side for strike one. So no balls and one strike to Jordan. He was the one who got things going in the first inning with a 2-out double, and things just went from that point like a merry-go-round. The Chinooks going around the bases. Second pitch misses for ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Elijah Dew misses there, high and inside, almost hit Jaffe. 2 balls and 1 strike. Dew is from Johnson University, where he's a freshman, hometown Knoxville, Tennessee. 2-1 to Jordan Jaffe. And that ball is fouled off, very much like the first pitch of the inning. Out of play down the first base side, so evens up the count at 2-2. Line score right now: 6 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Chinooks. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 error for the Anchorage Bucs. Dew pitching from the stretch with no one on base, comes and delivers, and misses outside for ball 3. So full count on Jordan Jaffe. Bucs playing straight away a little deeper than they were earlier in the game, and certainly deeper than yesterday. Jordan hits that ball to left field just on a soft liner that the left fielder catches for the first out of the inning. That'll be an F7 if you're keeping a scorecard at home. With 1 out, that'll bring up center fielder number 15, Jaden Hill. Jaden, hitting from the left side of the plate, walked his first time at bat in the first inning on 4 straight pitches, and then came around to score on the Rickabaugh single. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. I'm sorry, Jaden scored on the Broughton double. And that ball is hit hard into center field. Center fielder going back, cannot get to it. That is going to roll to the wall. Jaden Hill rounding second, coming into third. The relay not in time. He head first slide into third base. The throw over through the third baseman, but pitcher very smartly and doing it properly backed up third. So Jaden can't advance, but mark that as a triple for Jaden Hill. Jaden Hill on third base with a 1-out triple, and the Bucs continue their hitting spree with their 4th extra base hit of this game, and we're only in the second inning. That brings up left-hander R.J. Rickabaugh. Rickabaugh hits it to first base. First baseman looks at Jaden at third and holds him back, then runs over to first and gets the out himself. That'll be a 3U unassisted play for the second out of the inning. First baseman made a very nice play on that. Catches the ground ball, looks at Jaden Hill coming off of third base. Jaden Hill went back to third. First baseman went over to first, makes the out himself, and Jaden stays at third. So 2 outs with David Broughton up, facing Elijah Dew of the Bucs. The right-hander takes a look at third and delivers and misses high and outside for ball 1. Bucs wearing their black jerseys with yellow Bucs across the chest, white pinstripe pants with piping down the side. Looks like it is black and yellow, their team colors. The second pitch to Broughton misses for ball 2. The Chinooks wearing their red jerseys with Chinooks across the chest, blue letters and numbers, gray pants for the away game, and blue piping stripes down the side. The delivery misses high and outside for ball 3. So Broughton ahead in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. We'll see if Tim Cole gives him the green light to hit here with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position in the top of the second inning. Do the right-hander delivers and misses out high for ball 4. So Broughton trots down to first base with a walk. He's been on base twice now with a double and a walk, and the Chinooks have first and third with 2 outs. Bucs catcher comes out to give the first and third place situation signs to his infield and goes behind home plate as Jacob Hayes, the designated hitter for the Chinooks today, comes to the plate. Hayes hitting from the right side, slightly open stance. The first pitch is taken outside for ball 1. Ted McGovern coaching first base for the Chinooks. Tim Cole coaching third base for the Chinooks. Jaden Hill on third. David Broughton on first. The next pitch to batter Jacob Hayes misses for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes on Jacob. He walked in the first inning and scored. And he swings at that pitch and fouls it back to the fence for strike 1. He scored on the Orion Medeiros 3-run homer. Two balls, 1 strikes to Jacob Hayes here in the top of the second inning. And there goes the runner from first, a swing and a miss, and that'll be a stolen base. The catcher held up his throw. So an easy stolen base for David Broughton, and now there's 2 runners in scoring position for the Chinooks with 2 outs here in the second inning. 2-2 on Jacob Hayes. And he balked. So in comes Jaden Hill on the balk. And over to third goes David Broughton on the balk. And the Chinooks now lead 7-0. The next pitch is popped up behind home plate, so the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We've seen a lot of balks this year, especially during the first couple weeks of the season, but they've continued at a much less of a pace. But I'm guessing the pitcher did not come set, and that's why the balk was called. I didn't see it, but the 2-2 to Jacob Hayes misses outside for ball 3, so another full count here. The Chinooks have a runner on third base in David Broughton. And the full count delivery. Check swing. They appeal down to first. No is the call, so that's a walk for Jacob Hayes. Hayes, his second walk of the day in as many innings. Back on base. Chinooks again with first and third. Maltby, the Bucs catcher, comes out and again gives his infield the first and third situation sign to trigger what play is on for them if Hayes steals on this, and he doesn't have at this point much of a lead over there. The right-hander comes set and delivers home. Orion Medeiros, the batter, with 2 runners on again, as it was for him in the first inning when he took one over the left field wall for his first Chinook home run, and a 3-run homer. There's a timeout here as the Bucs manager comes out to talk to his pitcher. I'm going to go off the air here as this conversation has taken a little bit longer than All right, Chinook fans, welcome back here. Things have been pretty interesting this game. The Chinooks explode in the first inning, and then the pitcher for the Bucs got ejected. So that was what the long silence was going about. They had to make a pitching change unexpectedly. They didn't have a pitcher warmed up. Orion Medeiros fouls that pitch off, and we believe the count is now 1-1. There was a little bit of controversy over what the actual count was. The pitcher for the Bucs is Jake Rafferty, number 18, a right-hander, 6'4", 225. This is his first appearance. He's a local guy from Anchorage, Alaska. The 1-1 to Medeiros is a called strike. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kailua Medeiros, with runners on first and third. And I think we've got the correct count now. I believe we are at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Chinooks lead this game 7-0 here in the top of the first. Rafferty pitching from the stretch. Delivers. Medeiros swings and misses. And that's a strikeout for Orion Medeiros, the third out of the inning. But the Chinooks come up with another run. One run on no hits, no errors, 2 runners left on base. At the end of 1 1/2 innings, the Chinooks lead 7-0. And welcome back, Chinooks fans, to Mulcahy Stadium in the heart of Anchorage, Alaska. The Chinooks now lead this game 7-0 as we go to the bottom of the second inning. On the mound for the Chinooks still is left-hander Nolan Livesey, and at the plate for the Bucs is third baseman number 6 Josh Hankins. The first pitch to Hankins misses high and away for ball 1. Second pitch is hit straight up. And this should be a play for the third baseman, David Broughton. And it is. He calls off the catcher appropriately, so that'll be a P5 to start the bottom of the second inning. There's 1 out, and the batter for the Bucs will be Zane Kelly. Now, Zane Kelly was the starting pitcher, but he was also listed as the designated hitter. In case he had to come out of the game, which he did, he would stay in the DH slot. So Kelly, the hitter, now as the DH, takes the first pitch for ball 1. Kelly, typically a position player, was getting his first start of the season and just got roughed up. Takes the second pitch for strike 1. So 1 ball and 1 strike on Zane Kelly. Chinooks left-hander delivers and just misses inside for ball 2. So we were trying to figure out what was going on there during that long break and why the pitcher was coming out of the game. The next pitch is a second strike on Kelly, so 2-2. And then it became apparent that the pitcher had to leave the game and had to leave the ballpark for that matter. Kelly hits that one into left field, and the catch is made by Brady Groves, making that catch for an F7, a nice running catch, and that's out number 2. That will bring up for the Bucs the second baseman, number 25, Peyton Knowles. Knowles hitting .300 on the season, batting from the left side of the plate. That will put second baseman Louis Zalaika on the grass. And the first pitch is a called strike. No balls and 1 strike. First baseman Jordan Jaffe playing back. Louis Zalaika, the second baseman, playing deep. And the second pitch misses for ball one. Right fielder Orion Maderos playing a little bit deeper than he normally does. And the next pitch hits the inside corner. Just caught the black on that one for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Peyton Knowles. The left-hander delivers. Ground ball hit to short. Degenhart up with it and throws it over to first for the out. A 1-2-3, very long 1-2-3 inning, but a 1-2-3 inning nonetheless. Mark that a 6-3 at home if you're keeping score. After 2 complete, Chinooks 7, Bucs 0. Welcome back, Chinooks fans, to the heart of Anchorage, Alaska, where the Chinooks are coming to bat in the top of the 3rd inning with a 7-0 lead. Dory Degenhart checking in from St. Louis, Missouri. She just got home last night and already misses Alaska. She's saying, let's keep the good energy and the bats flowing, and I couldn't agree more. To lead off the top of the 3rd inning for the Chinooks is left fielder Brady Groves. Brady wearing number 3. He walked the first time up and takes the first pitch for a ball, fouls the second pitch off for strike 1. So a very eventful game so far. We've only completed 2 innings and it is already an hour old. 1-1 to Brady Groves. And the delivery looked like a good pitch, but it missed. Ball 2. Pitcher for the Bucs right now, Jake Rafferty, an Anchorage raised player. Swing and a foul tip for strike 2 on Brady Groves. Brady making a nice play out in left field last inning. Rafferty comes set and delivers. And that's a swing and a miss and a strikeout for Brady Groves. There's 1 out here in the top of the 3rd inning. That is the third strikeout for the Chinooks tonight. You know, last night we played a full 9 innings, and of the 27 outs, the Chinooks only struck out twice. That is pretty incredible, but we only scored 1 run. That makes it more incredible. So that brings up the leadoff hitter, Oliver Degenhart. Oliver's 3rd at bat of the game already. Takes the first pitch for strike 1. Degenhart 0 for 1. He popped the second his first time up and then walked his second time. And the delivery. There's a swing and a foul back for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes on number 9, Oliver Degenhart. And I'll comment again on the Bucs outfield playing very shallow, especially their right fielder. Center fielder pretty shallow as well. The delivery. And there's a ground ball hit softly to short. Bucs shortstop over, comes up with the ball, makes the play over to first. That'll be a 6-3 out for the second out of the top of the third inning. And that'll bring to the plate the second baseman, number 16, Louis Zulaika. Louis has struck out and popped out tonight. He comes up with no one on base and 2 outs here in the top of the third. 7 runs, 5 hits, and no errors for the Chinooks. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 error for the hometown Bucs. Zulaika the hitter, and the first pitch to him from Rafferty, the Bucs pitcher, sails over his head for ball 1. And more airplanes flying overhead here at Mulcahy Stadium. Little breeze started to pick up. The flag in left field. It looks like the breeze is toward the left field line. And the 1-0 pitch to Louis misses outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to Zulaika. Rafferty, a big kid, 6'4", 225. Again, making his first appearance of the season. He has a 0.0 ERA. And behind in the count to Louis Zulaika. Next pitch is hit hard, but foul and out of play by Louis. That'll be the first strike of this at bat for him. 2 balls and 1 strike. Got 3 umpires tonight. Don't have their names for you, but behind home plate, of course, we have an up and then 1 at first and 1 at third. They adjust accordingly as runners get on base. The 2-1 delivery misses high and outside for ball 3. 3-1 on Louis Zulaika. The breeze picking up a little bit. The flags in left field almost straight out. Flapping in the breeze and indicating a breeze toward the left field line. 3-1 pitch, misses high for ball 4, and Louis on base for the first time tonight. Zulaika down the first. Unofficially, that is the 7th walk for the Chinooks tonight. That'll bring to the plate the first baseman, number 12, Jordan Jaffe. Jaffe doubled in the first, got things going, and then flied out in the top of the second inning to left field. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Jaffe hits the ball hard into the right field, right center gap, and that'll be through. It'll roll to the wall. Jaffe around first. Zulaika being waved around third. He will score standing up, and Jaffe in with a triple. So Jaffe with a double and a triple on the night, and an RBI, well deserved, that scores Louis Zulaika all the way from first. He hit that ball well into right center gap. That'll be the 8th run of the game for the Chinooks, and their 6th hit of the game. So the offensive onslaught continues, and that'll bring up center fielder number 15, Jaden Hill, to the plate. Jaden hitting from the left side of the plate. Takes the first pitch inside, but it catches the corner for a strike. So Jaffe on third. He's hit a double and a triple today. He's on third with 2 outs, and Hill the batter. The delivery home misses again inside, or misses that time inside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rafferty from the stretch comes set, takes a pause and delivers home. Hill hits that ball to shallow left field, and the left fielder gets it for out number 3. That'll be an F7 for those of you keeping a scorecard. The 3rd out of the inning. However, the Chinooks come up with 1 run on 1 hit. No errors, but leave a runner on base at the end of the top of the 3rd inning. It is Chinooks 8, Bucs 0. Hey, welcome back, Chinooks fans, to downtown Anchorage, Alaska, where we are going to the bottom of the third inning with the Chinooks leading 8-0. 8 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Chinooks. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error for the hometown Anchorage Bucs. The first pitch to the Bucs leadoff hitter this inning is a ball, and that leadoff hitter is catching Dylan Maltby. I'll get it out. Dylan Maltby, number 10. Next pitch is a strike, so it's 1 ball and 1 strike on Maltby. Next pitch misses for ball 2. Maltby shares the same name as the Bucs general manager, and I'm assuming that is Maltby's general manager's son. The delivery, ground ball hit right back to the pitcher, and a toss over to first for the out. That'll be a 1-3 out. Nolan Livesey fielded that ball right away. It was hit hard at him, and he ran almost all the way over to first base before underhanding it to first baseman Jordan Jaffe. 1 out, though, with no one on base, and that'll bring up for the Bucs the right fielder, number 22, Brett Castillo. Brett hitting 143 on the season so far. Takes the first pitch high and outside for ball 1. Nolan Livesey started this game, still in here, even though it's been a very long game time-wise. We're only in the third inning. He misses for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes on Castillo. Delivery almost hits him, low and inside. Castillo just got out of the way on that, but it's ball 3, so Nolan very far behind now, 3-0. Left-hander comes set and misses with ball 4. 4 straight pitches on that walk to Castillo. Castillo down to first base. That is the first walk given up by the Chinooks tonight by Nolan Livesey. He has struck out 1 and walked 1 and only given up 1 hit. So, Bucs have 1 out with 1 runner on base, and they are down 8-0 to the Chinooks. The delivery to leadoff hitter Cole Carlon, Cole Carlon, first baseman, number 23, hitting a robust of 357 with a dozen RBIs and 11 runs scored. Castillo with a minimal lead. The ground ball hit up the middle just past the pitcher. Nolan made another attempt, looked like almost a replay of that first at bat of the inning, but he couldn't get his glove on this one, so that's a single for Cole Carlon. And the Chinooks now have runners on first and second. Chinook infield going to play back for the double play, although third baseman Broughton coming in close. Livesey misses the first pitch for ball 1. The batter for the Bucs is shortstop number 9, Will Burns. Burns hitting .242 on the season with 11 runs scored and 10 stolen bases. Bucs have first and second with 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. The delivery by Livesey, it hits the dirt, gets away from the catcher, rolls down the first base side, and both runners will advance on the wild pitch. R.J. Rickabaugh, the catcher, jumped out of the box on that one, but the ball had hit the dirt. He did a good job of hustling over and getting it, but the runners advanced to second and third, and that pitch is a strike, so the count now 3 balls and 1 strike on Will Burns. Three and 1 to Burns. Livesey comes set from the stretch, and that ball is fouled down the third base line for strike 2. Full count. Chinooks playing straight away for this batter. Broughton at third base, playing pretty deep. And the next pitch misses for a ball, and the scorekeeper had the count wrong. He had it as full count, and I should have spoke up because I had it as 2-2, but now it is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Will Burns. Full count with runners on second and third, and the pitch, called third strike. It was a close pitch on the outside corner. The umpire liked it enough to call the strike and call Burns out, so that's the second out of the inning, the second strikeout for Nolan Livesey, and that'll bring to the plate center fielder Andrew Lamb for the Anchorage Bucs. Lamb hitting .271 with 8 RBIs, hitting from the left side of the plate. Nolan Livesey, the left-hander for the Chinooks, pitching from the stretch, comes set and comes home and misses high for ball 1. Eight runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Chinooks. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Bucs. We're in the bottom of the third inning, and the delivery by Livesey looked like it right down the plate, but R.J. Rickabaugh had a little trouble holding on to it. That's okay, and the runners don't advance. The ball only got away from him a couple feet. That is ball 2. Count goes to 2-0. As we hear another small airplane flying overhead here at Mulcahy Stadium. The delivery, that ball is hit hard into right center field, and that'll get through. That'll score 2 runs for the Bucs. So the Bucs are on the board. A 2 RBI double for Andrew Lamb. He's on second base now. Carlone scores from second. Castillo scored from third. That makes the score 8-2 in the Chinooks' favor. So the second hit of the inning for the Bucs also brings home 2 runs. And that'll bring up cleanup hitter left fielder Adam Enhart, number 24. He's hitting from the right side of the plate. And he swings and misses at the first pitch for an 0-1 count. Enyart hitting .226 with 7 RBIs on the season. Has a closed stance. Slightly open stance. He just moved his foot over a little to the left, and the delivery from Livesey is a called strike. That umpire likes that outside corner today. So the count goes to 0-2. The strikeout to Burns looked outside, and so did that pitch just now to Enyart, but the umpire likes it, and it's his opinion that counts. So the 0-2 pitch from Nolan Livesey is grounded to first, a very high chopper, and he hardly ran. The out is made at first by Jordan Jaffe. He takes it himself for a 3-U. I was watching the runner. He got out of the box so slowly. I was wondering if he thought the ball hit him in the foot or something for a foul ball, because he just did not run. I don't like to see that brand of baseball, to be honest with you, Chinooks fans. And his first base coach seems to have a few words with him probably about that same matter. For the Bucs, in the bottom of the third, 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, a runner left on base. The score, Chinooks 8, Bucs 2. All right, Chinooks fans, we are back here at Mulcahy Stadium in central Anchorage, Alaska. The Chinooks are up 8-2 after 3 complete innings. So we go to the top of the 4th. It'll be R.J. Rickabaugh, the Chinooks catcher, to lead off against Bucs right-hander Jake Rafferty, a homegrown kid. Rafferty delivers. Fastball that misses for ball 1. Rickabaugh is 1 for 2 on the night. He singled in the first and got an RBI off that single. He then grounded out to first in the second inning. Here in the 4th, he takes the next pitch for a strike, so the count even up at 1 ball, 1 strike. The delivery, ground ball hit between first and second. First baseman takes it. It's going to be a rush to the bag, but they get him. First baseman flips it to the pitcher for a 3-1 out. Bucs made a nice play on that. That's the way to execute that. It's that play that they always work early in the season in spring training for those at the pro and college level. The first baseman taking ground balls and having the pitcher come over to hustle over and make that catch and step on the bag for the out. And they executed it just perfectly. The first pitch to David Broughton, Chinooks third baseman, here in the top of the 4th, is a swinging strike, 0-1 the count. Broughton on base twice today. He doubled in the first and walked in the second. He scored a run on that Medeiros 3-run homer. The next pitch is high and inside for a ball, so count even up at 1 ball, 1 strike on David Broughton. Bucs playing straight away, but rather shallow, especially that center fielder and right fielder again. The delivery, that ball is popped up down the first base side. First baseman for the Bucs in foul territory nabs it for a P3, second out of the inning. So, 2 quick outs here in the top of the 4th. That brings up the designated hitter, number 32, Jacob Hayes. Two outs here in the top of the 4th. Jacob Hayes, the designated hitter tonight, has walked twice, scored once. That score on the Medeiros home run in the first. Jacob takes the first pitch low for ball 1. Medeiros with an open stance, bat held at about a 45-degree angle. Takes a big swing at the second pitch of his at-bat and misses for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike on Jacob Hayes. We've got 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning as the Chinooks lead this game 8-2. Jake Rafferty on the mound, a right-hander for the Bucs, and Jacob Hayes, a right-handed hitter for the Chinooks. The delivery misses low and inside for ball 2. 2-1 on Hayes. The sun mercifully has shifted over enough where we're not getting hit so hard with that sun, and it's pretty bearable now here in the press box. The 2-1 pitch to Hayes. A swing and a miss for strike 2. Hayes took a big cut at that. Didn't get a piece of it. So 2-2 to Jacob Hayes. Rafferty, the big Bucs right-hander, pitching from the stretch. He with no one on base. Comes set and looks to home. That pitch misses outside to bring the count to full. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Jacob Hayes here in the top of the 4th inning. Soccer game going on in the soccer field here at the Mulcahy Complex. Just beyond the left field wall. Baseball team beyond the center field playing on one of the other fields. And that is a strike 3 call on Jacob Hayes. That ball looked low and outside, but no argument from Jacob. He looked like he was headed to first base. But that is a strikeout and the 3rd out of the inning. 1-2-3 for the Chinooks here in the top of the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. At the end of 3.5 innings, it is Chinooks 8, Bucs 0. Welcome back, Chinooks fans, to Anchorage, Alaska. We're here at Mulcahy Stadium. The Bucs visiting the Anchorage. Here, let's try that again. The Chinooks visiting the hometown Anchorage Bucs. There, I got it. And leading this game by a score of 8-2. As we go to the bottom of the fourth inning, the Bucs leadoff hitter will be the third baseman, number 6, Josh Hankins. Hankins takes the first pitch for strike one. Nolan Livesey on the mound for the Chinooks still. The left-hander brings the second pitch in for a called strike two. Nolan Livesey has given up 3 hits and 2 runs. Next pitch misses for ball 1. A good waste pitch on that. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Josh Hankins. He has struck out 2 Bucs tonight and walked 1. Count even up now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Livesey comes set, and that ball is hit hard for a base hit into left center field. Jaden Hill for the center fielder over. The runner rounds first and heads to second, dives head first into second with a double. Smart, aggressive base running by the Bucs' Josh Hankins there. Give him a double on that. And I don't know if Hill didn't get over to that ball fast enough, but the Bucs batter had a good read on it, realizing that he had a chance for second, dives into second with a double. So the Bucs have their leadoff hitter on here in the bottom of the fourth with no outs. That brings up the designated hitter, Zane Kelly. Kelly started the game as the starting pitcher. Fouls off the first pitch behind the plate for ball 1. I'm sorry, for strike 1. The Bucs wearing their black jerseys with yellow lettering, pinstripe pants with a yellow and black stripe down the sides. Next pitch misses for a ball. 1-1. Kelly, the Bucs batter, with an open stance from the left side of the box versus left-hander Nolan Livesey. Nolan looks towards second and comes home, and that is a high pitch but called for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Zane Kelly. Livesey from the stretch, looking at his catcher R.J. Rickabaugh for the sign, takes it, comes set, and delivers home. That ball is high for a ball, or that pitch is high for a ball. 2-2. Livesey likes to work fast. Gets the ball from Rickabaugh and gets right back to the rubber and gets ready to pitch. Looks home and delivers. Ground ball hit to the second baseman Zuleika. Zuleika up with it over to Jaffe for the out. Mark that as a 4-3. The first out of the inning. The runner from second, Hankins, advances to third on that, and so now the Bucs now have a runner on third with 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. That brings to bat for the Bucs second baseman Peyton Knowles. He's 0 for 1 on the night, grounded out to short his first time up. First pitch to Knowles, misses inside for a ball. Nolan Livesey, the left-hander for the Chinooks, started the game, still on the hill here in the fourth inning. Misses that for ball 2. 2-0 on Peyton Knowles. A swing and a miss for strike 1. Knowles was way ahead of Livesey on that, so good pitch selection on Livesey's part. Defensively, Broughton in close at third. Ground ball hit back to Livesey. Livesey turns, throws to first, gets the out. The runner from third holds, so that's a 1-3 out on Knowles for the second out of the inning. Runner Hankins holds at third base. Nolan made a nice play on that. He got the ground ball, looked the runner. Runner went back to third. Nolan over to Jordan Jaffe at first for the out. So 2 down here as the catcher Dylan Maltby comes to bat for the Bucs. He is 0 for 1. Grounded out to first his time up. So Nolan Livesey getting a lot of action out there as a fielding pitcher. The first pitch to Maltby misses for ball one, 1-0. Left-hander delivers, ground ball hit up the middle. Zulaika backhands it, throws over to first. A very nice play by Louie for the third out of the inning. Mark that as a 4-3. No runs on one hit, no errors, one runner left on base for the Bucs in the bottom of the fourth. That'll bring the Chinooks up to the top of the fifth with a lead of 8-2.
Make sure you visit the Bucs beer stand for a lot.
Hey, Chinooks fans, welcome back to Anchorage, Alaska. We're here at Mulcahy Stadium as we go to the top of the fifth inning. The Bucs have brought in a new pitcher. This will be number 22 left-hander Brett Castillo, 6'3", 205 sophomore out of Cal State Dominguez Hills. This is his first appearance as a pitcher here in the Alaska Baseball League. That'll bring up to the plate Orion Medeiros. Medeiros 1 for 2 on the night with a home run in the first and a strikeout in the second inning. The first pitch to Medeiros misses outside for ball one. Kailua Medeiros up there with an open stance, bat held perpendicular to the ground, and swings at the next pitch. It's popped up in foul territory along the right first base side. The first baseman has it for the out. That is a P3 if you're keeping a scorecard, and one out for the Chinooks here in the top of the fifth inning. When we go to the top of the sixth inning, Clayton Jackson, my cohort here in the press box, will take over, and he'll call the sixth inning top and bottom play for you today. As we go to the bottom of the order, Brady Groves, the left fielder for the Chinooks, takes the batter's box. He hits the first pitch to third. Bucs third baseman up with it, and an easy 5-3 play for the second out of the inning. So 3 pitches and 2 outs here for the Chinooks in the top of the fifth. That brings up top of the order, leadoff hitter Oliver Dagenhart. Oliver is 0 for 2 on the night. He got on base with a walk in the first inning, but he also popped up his first time and grounded out to short his third time at the plate. Dagenhart hitting from the right side of the plate takes a breaking ball that misses for ball one. I don't know, Bucs outfield positioned slightly towards left field on the right-handed hitting Dagenhart. who takes the second pitch for ball 2. 2-0 on Oliver. Third baseman playing middle depth. The first baseman off the bag considerably. To the left as we look to him, and I think I probably had knocked the camera a little bit there. Clayton Jackson trying to get you a good picture, and there we have it squared away. Thank you, Clayton. The count goes to 3 balls and no strikes to Oliver Degenhart here with 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. Remember that first inning rally that the Chinooks put on was done all with 2 outs. So just because you've got 2 outs and no one on doesn't mean the inning's over. The Bucs left-hander looks home and delivers, and Degenhart takes it for strike 1. A good take there on his part. 3-1 to Oliver. And the delivery misses for ball 4. Oliver draws a walk, and the Chinooks have a runner on first with 2 outs. That brings up the second baseman, number 16, Louis Zulaika. Zulaika with a nice play earlier in the game, diving up in the middle and getting to his feet on a ground ball and throwing the runner batter out at first base. So Degenhart on first base. A pretty good sized lead there against the lefty who delivers home. Zulaika swings, pops it up in foul territory, and the first baseman has it for a P3. The second pop out to the first baseman of the inning, and that's out number 3. No runs on no hits, no errors. 1 Chinook left on base here in the top of the 5th. As we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, it is Chinooks 8, Bucs 2. I have been making my tick marks. All right, Chinooks fans, welcome back to Mulcahy Stadium in Midtown Anchorage, Alaska, where we are going to the bottom of the 5th inning, and the Chinooks leading 8-2 over the first place Anchorage Bucs. On the hill for the Bucs is starter Nolan Livesey. The first pitch to Bucs hitter Brett Castillo is a foul ball for strike 1. Castillo walked his first time up in the 3rd inning and scored the first run for the Bucs. Livesey working on 59 pitches at the moment. So about 15 per inning. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2. Livesey, as I keep mentioning, working from the stretch, even with nobody on base. Jordan Jaffe playing first base in quite a bit, and that ball is hit foul down the first base line, so the count holds at no balls and 2 strikes. That pitch gets Orion Medeiros, though, moving over to his right, his left as we look at him in right field there. Off the line. So 1 ball, and that pitch misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Brett Castillo of the Bucs. There's a swing and a miss. Ball hit the dirt. RJ comes out behind the box to throw down to first for the out. So mark that as a strikeout. 2-3 to get the out. The first out of the inning, we go to the top of the order for the Bucs. This will be Cole Carlon, the Bucs first baseman, and I believe the league leading hitter for them. He is 1 for 2 tonight. He grounded out to second base in the first inning, and he singled in the third. He scored a run on the double by Andrew Lamb. Lefty versus lefty here. Looks like Nolan tried to throw a breaking ball or an off-speed pitch there. I think a breaking ball that didn't quite break and almost hit Carlon. So it's ball 1 to him. 1 ball, no strikes. The delivery, a swing and a miss for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Cole Carlon. The left-hander brings David Broughton at third base in close and moves Jordan Jaffe playing first base back, but guarding the line pretty well. There's a ground ball hit to Louis Zulaika at second. Zulaika up with it. Quick throw over to first for the out. That's a 4-3 ground out. And I got to tell you, Carlon was pretty quick getting down the line there. As I watched Zulaika pick up that ground ball and then throw over to first, Carlon was hustling. He was only maybe 15 feet off first base by the time the receipt was made by Jordan Jaffe at first. The Bucs hitter now, Will Burns, the Bucs shortstop, takes the first pitch low for ball 1. 1-0 on Burns. And a swing strike 1. So the count even up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Chinooks line score 8 runs on 6 hits, no errors. Bucs line score 2 runs on 4 hits and 1 error. Pitch misses for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike on Will Burns. The delivery misses for a ball. Looked like a good pitch. 3 balls and 1 strike. Greg Ryan asking a question. Can we call Clayton Jackson CJ Jr. in reference to the original broadcaster CJ? I don't know. We'll see if it sticks. That was a pitch that missed there for ball 4, and Will Burns goes down to first base on a walk. Only the second walk given up by Nolan Livesey today. That puts a runner on first base for the Bucs with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The batter for the Bucs is center fielder number 8, Andrew Lamb. Lamb hitting from the left side. There goes the runner, and RJ coming as he came up to make the throw, bobble the ball, and so let's give a stolen base to Will Burns on that. The Bucs now have a runner on second. I'll tell you what, Burns got one heck of a jump, especially off a left-handed pitcher. He was off and running and had that base stolen easily, even if RJ came up with it clean and made a solid throw to second. So, Bucs with a man on second with 2 down. That pitch missed, by the way, for a ball. A swing and a miss for strike 1. So the count even up at 1 ball and 1 strike on Andrew Lamb, the Bucs center fielder. Lamb 1 for 2 on the night. He grounded out to third in the first and doubled in the third to drive in the 2 Bucs runs. Left-hander Nolan Livesey on the mound for the Chinooks. He comes set, looks in, takes a look back at second base, and goes home, but misses for ball 2. Burns, the runner for the Bucs on second. With a left-hander up, it'll be Oliver Degenhart, the shortstop, keeping the runner Burns close at second base. Livesey looks at second and delivers to Lamb. Big swing and a miss for strike 2. So count even up at 2-2. Medeiros playing normal depth in right field, even with the lefty up. Hill playing rather shallow in center and slightly to the left field side of second base. Now, as I say that, he's moving over more towards center. Left fielder Brady Groves playing fairly shallow in left field. Lamb stepped out of the box. He's back in now with a 2-2 count. Nolan Livesey, the left-hander for the Chinooks, comes set and delivers. That ball is fouled off down the third base line by Andrew Lamb. And the count holds at 2 balls, 2 strikes. We're here in the bottom of the 5th inning as we go to the 6th. Clayton Jackson will take over and call an inning of play-by-play. Getting used to how the system works here. And the 2-2. A swing and a miss for strike 3 and the end of the inning. Nice bit of pitching there by Nolan Livesey to get the number 3 hitter, Lamb, out on a strikeout. No runs, no hits, no errors, but 1 runner left on for the Bucs. After 5 complete innings, it is Chinooks 8, Bucs 2.
Welcome back, Chinooks fans. I'm Clayton Jackson, and we are back in the top of the 6th inning with Jordan Jaffe up to bat. He has a double and a triple in this game today. He is 2 for 3. Pitch comes and is low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes is the count to Jaffe. On deck is Jaden Hill, and he has a walk and a triple in today's game, as well as a flyout, as that pitch misses to bring the count to 2-0. Pitching for the Bucs right now is Brett Castillo, and Castillo gets a sign and fires. And pitches inside, but Jaffe comes up swinging, moving the count to 2-1. Bucs outfield playing straight up, a little bit deeper than they have earlier in this game. The infield straight up as well. Pitch comes from Castillo, grounded to third base, and the throw over to first is in time and gets Jaffe for the first out of the inning. That brings up Jaden Hill, who is 1 for 2 in this game with a triple, and also has a walk. Hill digs in now as Castillo lines up. No one on for the Chinooks as the pitch comes from Castillo. Ball is lined into left field. It gets down for a base hit, and Jaden will settle in there for a single. Up to bat for the Chinooks now is number 17, R.J. Rickabaugh, who has a single in this game and is 1 for 3 up to this point. 1 out for the Chinooks, 1 on. Jaden Hill takes his lead, a decent-sized lead from first. Castillo fires it in, pitches low for a ball. Count goes 1-0 to Rickabaugh. Brett Castillo now from Cal State Dominguez Hills kicks and deals and finds its way in there low for a ball. Count is 2-0 now to Rickabaugh. Outfield has shifted slightly right as Castillo ties his shoe there. Rickabaugh ready for the pitch as Castillo is still getting set. And Castillo set and deals. Breaking ball's in there for a strike, moving the count to 2-1. Jaden Hill over at first takes his lead. Pitch comes from Castillo. It's fouled off. And we have 2 balls and 2 strikes now for Rickabaugh. 1 out for the Chinooks, 1 on, with David Broughton on deck. Castillo looks over to first, kicks and deals. Runner goes, and the throw is in time. Jaden Hill is out, caught stealing at second base, which will leave Rickabaugh to come up again in the inning, next inning. So that will be 1 hit, 1 no runs, and no errors for the Chinooks. 1, 2, 3. They go down in order, and we are on to the bottom of the 6th. All right, we're back in Anchorage, as in the top of the 6th inning, last inning there, it was actually Jaden Hill was caught stealing, and Rickabaugh also struck out on the same pitch. So that's why the side was retired. As Livesey's still on the mound for the Chinooks, as we have number 24, Adam Einert, in the box for the Bucs, as that pitch is called a strike. 1-1 is the count. Chinooks playing straight up in both the infield and the outfield. Big swing from Einert, and count goes 1-2. Livesey kicks and deals, and that ball is fouled off, keeping the count stuck at 1-2. Einert is 0 for 2 in this game with a strikeout and a ground out. And this one will be hit over to third base, and the throw is in time to Jaffe. And that'll retire him. And that'll bring up number 6, Josh Hankins. And he comes in to this at-bat with a double and 1 for 2 up to this point. He digs in now with the pitch coming from Livesey. That one is low and outside for a ball. Count goes 1-0 to Hankins. Livesey fires. Pitch misses high. So 1 out and no one on for the Bucs, as the count is 2-0 to Hankins. Livesey kicks and deals, and that one's way outside as the count moves to 3-0 now. Hankins way ahead of Livesey now in this at-bat. Livesey gets the sign. Pitch comes and finds its way in there for a strike. Brings the count back up to 3-1 as Hankins took that pitch. And Hankins dribbles it over to third base as that play is made easily by David Broughton to Jordan Jaffe. 2 outs now for the Bucs as we have number 4 Zane Kelly, who started the game on the mound and is now playing DH from San Diego State University. Is Zane Kelly as he digs in now. Livesey misses low and outside for ball 1. Kelly is 0 for 2 up to this point today. And that one is swung through to move the count to 1-1. Umpire goes out to Livesey, hands him a ball. And Kelly fixing his gloves, steps back into the box. And been a pretty good day for the Chinooks so far. 8 runs on only 7 hits, and that's a sign of good baseball. And that's what we're looking for every night, and we have yet to see that. And there is a liner to second, and Zaleka makes the play to Jaffe, and that will retire the side. On to the top of the 7th as we had no hits, no runs, and no errors in this half of the inning for the Buccaneers. And we are on to the top of the 7th.
Welcome back, Chinooks fans. We are going to the top of the 8th inning here at Mulcahy Stadium in Midtown Anchorage, Alaska, where the sun is still out. We got some clouds in the skies, but we got some strong sun on the ball field here. We've got an 8-2 lead by the Chinooks, and that ball is hit by leadoff hitter David Broughton into left field for a flyout. F7, 1 pitch, 1 quick out here for the Chinooks in the top of the 7th. Jacob Hayes now the batter for the Chinooks. He's designated hitter. Tonight he's batting .277 on the season. He's had 2 walks and a strikeout tonight, so he's 0 for 2. And he takes the first pitch for a ball. Left-hander for the Bucs. Sets and delivers and misses high for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes to Jacob Hayes. Brett Castillo, the Bucs pitcher. Pitching from the stretch, comes set and delivers home. He misses there for ball 3. So Jacob way ahead in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. Left-hander comes set. And delivers high and outside for a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. I was ready to call that one a ball, folks. But Mr. Umpire liked it enough, and no argument from Jacob Hayes. 3 balls and 1 strike to Jacob. Rafferty delivers, and that one hits the corner. That was a nice breaking ball right there. 3 balls and 1 strike now. So Hayes was up early in the count, 3-0, and now it's a full count with 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Ground ball, hit foul. Count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Hayes the DH today. He was the starting pitcher yesterday, designated hitter today, and similar to Zane for the Zane Kelly for the Bucs, who was a starting pitcher and DH today. There's ball 4. Hayes gets the walk, his 3rd walk of the game. So 3 times on base. We'll take the walks, folks. That'll bring up right fielder Orion Medeiros, number 21. Orion is 1 for 3, home run, strikeout, and a pop-up to first base. Hayes at first, taking a lead against the left-hander, brings it home, and misses for ball 1. Left-hander looks over at first, keeping Hayes on, and comes home with it. Medeiros swings, foul ball down the right field line, out of play for strike 1. That brings the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. Hayes taking a look from first base over third base coach Tim Cole, who is also the skipper of the team. 1-1 count to Kailua Medeiros. And that pitch misses outside for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Left-hander comes set, looks at first and delivers home. That ball is swung on by Medeiros and fouled off. So count even up now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chinooks leading this one 8-2 here in the top of the 7th inning. 8-7-0 for the Chinooks, 2-4-1 for the Bucs. Pitcher from the stretch looks and delivers and misses inside for ball 3. Full count now on Orion Medeiros. You know, I'm always looking for the stirrup socks on these players, and I believe the Bucs pitcher Rafferty is wearing stirrup socks. Very low black socks with the 3 gold or yellow stripes on them. The delivery by him. Medeiros hits it hard into center field on the fly. Center fielder back makes the catch for out number 2. So that's an F8 on Medeiros. That'll bring up the left fielder Brady Groves. Buck center fielder Andrew Lamb went back on that ball nicely, tracked it well, pulled it in for the easy second out of the inning. Hayes stays at first base, has a lead, 1 foot on what would be the turf if the infield was as they do in some of the major league parks, where you have that cutout from first base, Joe Morgan always used to say he wanted 2 feet on the turf. First pitch is a ball to Groves. Next pitch fouled off, so that's, I'm sorry, the first pitch was a strike to Groves, so that's 0-2 now on that foul ball. No balls and 2 strikes to Brady Groves. Now, saying the Major League ballparks used to have all green infields on the AstroTurf, and they would have these lines cut out or painted on the turf sometimes, or they would have small dirt around the bases themselves. And Joe Morgan, the great Cincinnati Red from the Big Red Machine, he always said he would have to get 2 feet onto the turf off of the dirt to have a good lead. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Brady Groves. The left-hander comes set and delivers. Ground ball hits to the second baseman. Second baseman shuffles it off to the shortstop for the 4-6 out and the 3rd out of the inning. No runs on no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base for the Chinooks in the top of the 7th. As we go to the bottom of the 7th, it is Chinooks 8, Bucs 2. All right, Chinooks fans, welcome back to Mulcahy Stadium in Midtown Anchorage, Alaska. We are going to the bottom of the 7th inning where the Chinooks lead the Bucs 8-2. This is Tim Bartow coming at you with today's game. Clayton Jackson called the play-by-play in the 6th inning, and you'll be hearing more of him as the season goes on, as I will be out of town and he will take over the play-by-play duties. First pitch to Peyton Knowles is a strike, and the second pitch is a foul ball, so it's 0-2 very quickly on the leadoff batter here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Nolan Livesey, the Chinook starter, still on the hill. Delivers, and no, I thought he had him there. Ball misses, probably just high. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Peyton Knowles. And that ball misses high and inside for ball 2. Count even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nolan Livesey with 91 pitches to start this inning. Delivers, and that ball is tapped foul. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Livesey sets and delivers. And that ball misses outside for ball 3, so what was an 0-2 count is now full count. Lefty versus lefty here. And next pitch misses, and that's ball 4. Must have been high where it missed. Can't quite tell here, but I do know this. Bucs now have a runner on base. Peyton Knowles, the runner. That brings up the catcher, number 10, Dylan Maltby. And Dylan is 0 for 2 tonight. Ground out to the pitcher and ground out to second base. Livesey looks at the runner on first and delivers home for a called strike 1. 0-1 on Dylan Maltby. Nolan Livesey, and from the stretch, looks at the runner at first and comes home and misses for ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jordan Hill playing fairly shallow in Jaden Hill. Jaden Hill playing pretty shallow in center field for the Chinooks. That pitch gets away from catcher R.J. Rickabaugh, and that'll let the runner from first advance to second on that wild pitch. That's a ball, so the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike, and the Bucs now have a runner on second base with no outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Livesey delivers. Ball is tipped. Foul for strike 2. Dylan Maltby, the batter for the Bucs. Up there with a closed stance, bat low on the shoulder. Waving it around a bit as Livesey looks to second and delivers home for ball 3. Must have missed low. Perhaps inside. But that brings the count to full. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Dylan Maltby. Nolan Livesey's pitch count now over 100 on the afternoon. That pitch is swung on and missed for a strikeout. That's the first out of the bottom of the 7th inning here. And the 5th strikeout for Nolan Livesey on the day. With 1 out and a runner on second base, the Bucs will send to the plate right fielder number 22, Brett Castillo. Castillo 0 for 1 today with a walk and a run scored and a strikeout in the 5th inning. Livesey looks and delivers. Misses for ball 1. Sun casting some long shadows out there on the field as it's getting low, but still got a couple hours to go before it sets. Livesey looking in and delivering to home inside for ball 2. Two balls and no strikes on Brett Castillo. Castillo with a closed stance. Bat at a 45-degree angle. And the delivery misses inside for ball 3. Looking down at the Chinooks bullpen, we see some folks down there, but doesn't look like anybody's up and throwing. So skipper Tim Cole going to go with Nolan Livesey for a while here. He is up over 100 pitches now on the day. Livesey looks at second from the stretch and goes home. That pitch is called a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike now on the batter Brett Castillo. First baseman Jordan Jaffe playing off the bag a good 25 feet or so. The next pitch is low and inside for ball 4, so 2 walks this inning. After having given up very few walks this game, Livesey gives up 2 this inning. There's 2 runners on. Castillo on first, Knowles on second, and that brings us to the top of the order for the Bucs. This is number 25, Cole Carlin, the first baseman. Carlin, the league leading hitter, at least I think he is. He came into the game hitting .357, and he's 1 for 3 on the night. Delivery to him is hit hard to second base. Flip over to short, a 4-6, and shortstop Oliver Dagenhart did not relay the throw to first. He held onto the ball. I don't know if he was getting out of the way of the runner there, or Carlone, who is just a fast runner, was down the line so fast that Oliver didn't think he had to play. But we get the 1 out, the 4-6 to cut down Castillo. Going to second, Carlone on first base now at a fielder's choice. Peyton Knowles, who was on second, moves over to third. And now we're going to have a pitching change. So there was someone warming up at the bullpen. We just couldn't see him from our angle here. A very nice job by Nolan Livesey today. He goes 6 2/3 innings, gives up 4 hits and only 2 runs. And in comes number 11, Peyton Neiman, to relieve him. Gives a hug to Nolan for a job well done. And the Chinook faithful here in attendance giving Nolan a well-deserved hand as he comes off the mound. Good job, Nolan Livesey. We've got a break in the action, so I'm going to go off the air here while Peyton Neiman warms up. Peyton's. All right, folks, we have a pitching change for the Chinooks. Coming in relief of Nolan Livesey is number 11, right-hander Peyton Neiman. Neiman making his 10th appearance on the season. He has pitched 13 2/3 innings. His record is 0-0. He's given up 12 runs, 10 of them earned, so he's got a bit of a higher ERA of 6.59. His first pitch to Bucs shortstop Will Burns is a called strike, so no balls and 1 strike as the Bucs have runners on first and third here with 2 outs. That next pitch is fouled back for strike 2. Neiman quickly ahead, 0-2 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Bucs with runners at first and third. Score is 8-2, Chinooks favor. Neiman steps off and fakes a throw over to first. Carlone back easily with a moderate lead over there. Not running. Ball is hit into left field for a base hit. And that ball gets back in by Brady Groves to the infield. That'll be a single and an RBI by Will Burns. A run scored for the Bucs, their 3rd run of the game. And the score is now 8-3 Chinooks favor. The Bucs now have runners at first and second with 2 outs. Burns had a nice piece of hitting there. Just reached out and poked that ball in the left field like there was nothing to it. So, first and second, 2 down. The pitch to center fielder Andrew Lamb misses outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Neiman again, making his 10th appearance already this summer. He's been used quite a bit by manager Tim Cole. Next pitch misses outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Eight, 7-0 for the Chinooks. 3, 5-1 for the Bucs. The delivery. Ball is hit high in the air. Center fielder Jaden Hill drifting back, camps under it, makes the catch for out number 3. So it's an F8 if you're keeping a scorecard. The third out of the inning, there was 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, 2 runners left on base for the Bucs. At the end of 7 complete, it is Chinooks 8, Bucs 3. Chinooks baseball is back on the air. Welcome, Chinooks fans, to the top of the 8th inning as the Chinooks come into this inning with an 8-3 lead. We have a new pitcher for the Bucs. The new pitcher is Tommy Eisenstadt, a right-hander who's making his first appearance of the summer. His first pitch to Oliver Dagenhart is a strike. 0-1 count. Second pitch, it misses for a ball. Eisenhart, a position player. And Dagenhart hits that ball to left field for a base hit. All right, so Dagenhart with a single to left. He is on base for the 3rd time today. He had 2 walks previously. He's 1 for 3 on the night. He will be followed by second baseman Louis Zalaika. Louis playing second base for the Chinooks tonight. He has been on base once with a walk. He has struck out, popped out to first base twice, so he's 0 for 3 on the night. Dagenhart with a big lead, and the pitch home to Zalaika is in for a called strike 1. Eisenhart, a right-hander, 6'2", 205 from Menlo Park, California. The runner goes, and he's going to have that base stolen easily as Oliver Dagenhart. So give Dagenhart a stolen base on that. And the Chinooks, just like that, have a runner in scoring position. That wasn't even close. I was wondering if the catcher was even going to make a throw on that play, but he did. So Zalaika now with a 1-1 count. And a runner in scoring position. The delivery. That ball is hit into the air to left center field. Both fielders coming over. Left fielder takes the call, makes the throw. Dagenhart fakes tagging up. There's 1 out on the F7, by Zuleika. The runner holds, and there's one out. That'll bring up first baseman number 12, Jordan Jaffe. Degenhardt with a nice deke there, looking like he was going to break. I'm not sure why the center fielder let the left fielder call him off on that, especially being that the center fielder has priority and is left-handed. So moving to his right is an easier play for him than it is for the left-handed left fielder. First pitch to Jordan Jaffe is a strike, so the count goes 0-1. Bucs right-hander sets and delivers, and inside for a ball. One ball, one strike to Jordan Jaffe. Jaffe has a double and a triple on the night with a run scored. The delivery. That pitch misses outside. 2 balls and 1 strike to Jordan. Jordan also flew out to left field and grounded out to third base tonight. So 2 for 4 in the evening. Bucs right-hander comes, sets, and delivers. And that pitch is way outside for ball 3. 3-1. Jaffe ahead in the count here. Good hitter's pitch with 1 out and a runner in scoring position. Let's see what transpires. Eisenstat delivers. And Jaffe hits this ball high in the air to left field. And that is a home run. A 2-run homer for Jordan Jaffe. And the left fielder hardly moved. He knew it was gone. That scores Degenhardt from second. Give Jaffe 2 RBIs. And I don't want to jinx things, but Jaffe has a double, a triple, and a home run on the day. 3 extra base hits for Jordan Jaffe. That makes the score Chinooks 10, Bucs 3. Jaden Hill now the batter. So 2 home runs for the Chinooks today. Hill, the center fielder, takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. Hill has a triple and a single. He's 2 for 3 on the night with a walk also and 2 runs scored. So pretty good day at the plate for Jaffe. He fouls that ball almost right back at us here in the box. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jaden Hill. Jordan Jaffe, what a night, folks. A double, a triple, and a home run. Pitch to Jaden Hill misses. The count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitcher comes set and delivers. That ball is hit in the air. Shallow center field. Center fielder for the Bucs, Andrew Lamb, comes in and makes the catch for out number 2. That's an F8. And that'll bring to the plate catcher R.J. Rickbaugh. Okay, so I'm going to be honest here, and I'll break a jinx. I want to see Jordan Jaffe come up to the plate again. And let's see if we can stretch this inning out a little longer, so that'll allow Jordan to get that at bat and see if he can get a single, as he has a double, triple, and home run tonight. First pitch to R.J. Rickbaugh is outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Rickbaugh takes a big swing and lets go of the bat. Flies into, I think, the Chinooks dugout for strike 1. He doesn't know what happened. That ball just slipped right out of his hands, and he missed the pitch. So the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. We've got 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning. The Chinooks are leading 10-3, 10 runs on 9 hits and no errors for the Chinooks. 3 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error for the Anchorage Bucs. The 1-1 pitch. Ground ball hit hard to the first baseman. He is going to take it himself. Mark that as a 3U and the 3rd out of the inning. But the Chinooks come up with 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, no one left on base. The Chinooks now lead this game 10-3 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Hello, Chinooks fans, and welcome back to Mulcahy Stadium in Midtown Anchorage, Alaska, where the Chinooks lead the first place Bucs 10-3 as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning here. Peyton Neiman, the right-hander from University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, is on the hill. His first pitch to Bucs hitter left fielder Adam Enyart misses high for ball one. Neiman listed as 5'11", 185. A second-year Chinook. His second pitch to Enyart is fouled off for strike one. Neiman always smiling. I know his family's coming up here. They were up here last year, and they're coming up again and hoping to do some fishing while they're here. Neiman's pitch misses. 2 balls and 1 strike. Very supportive family, and Peyton Neiman getting a lot out of this AIA Chinooks experience. That ball is hit into center field. Jaden Hill drifting back and makes the catch a little too casually, if you ask me. But it's an F8 and an out, so that's 1 out. And Josh Hankins, the Bucs third baseman, will come to the plate. He is 1 for 3 on the night. He's popped to left field, doubled in the 4th, and then his last at bat in the 5th, he grounded out to third base. Neiman looks in and misses the first pitch for ball one. Peyton uses kind of a modified wind-up. The ball is hit hard and down the left field line. It's fair. Hankins around first, going into second. The ball took a funny bounce out there, and Groves got to it, but it's a stand-up double for Josh Hankins. So mark that a 2B for Hankins. That brings up the designated hitter, number 4, Zane Kelly. Kelly 0 for 3 on the night with a fly out to left field and 2 groundouts to second base. There's a question here: has there ever been a Chinook hit for the cycle in the ABL? I don't know the answer to that question. I will say this: since I really started following the team closely in 2015, I do not remember anyone hitting for the cycle. First pitch to Zane Kelly is high and outside for ball one. Peyton Neiman working from the stretch with a runner on second base, that runner being Josh Hankins, who just hit a double. Neiman comes set and doesn't even look at second, comes straight home and misses outside for ball two. 2 balls and no strikes to Hankins. There's some cloud cover now. Clouds have moved in over the sun, so shadows not as visible, the field not as bright. The 2-0 pitch from Neiman swung on and fouled down the third baseline. So the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Neiman in the stretch comes set. The Chinook middle infield is not even holding the runner on second. The pitch is a strike, a nice pitch by Peyton Neiman. So the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jaden Hill, the center fielder, playing to the left field side of second base with a left-hander at the plate. And that pitch misses just outside for ball 3. The count goes to full. The run given up in the 7th inning will be charged to Nolan Livesey, although Peyton was on the hill at the time. The next pitch is ball 4. Catcher had some trouble holding on to it, so Kelly walks. And the Bucs now have runners at first and second. R.J. Rickabaugh, the Chinooks catcher, walking out to the mound to talk to his pitcher, Peyton Neiman. A little lengthier discussion than one might expect at this situation in the ball game, but a little pat on the fanny by R.J. Rickabaugh, and he's jogging back to take his position behind the plate. The Bucs have runners at first and second here in the bottom of the 8th inning. There is 1 out, and the batter is second baseman number 25, Peyton Knowles. Knowles entered this game hitting .300, but out comes skipper Tim Cole, and that probably means there's a pitching change. Peyton kind of shook his head. He doesn't want to come out of the game, but he is, and that's why catcher Rickabaugh went out there to give the bullpen pitcher some time to warm up. Once we get the pitcher back in here, we'll come back to you to get back to the action. But now I'm going to turn off the microphones, and there'll be a little bit of silence. Hey, welcome back, Chinooks fans. We've had a break in the action for a pitching change for the Chinooks. The pitcher for Chugiak Eagle River is left-hander number 24, Aiden Collins. Aiden Collins comes in for his sixth appearance, 5'9", 210. He has pitched 8 1/3 innings with a 2.16 ERA. Bucs at first and second. The first pitch is a breaking ball for a strike. The batter for the Bucs is Peyton Knowles, the second baseman. Count 0-1. Aiden typically with a sharp breaking curveball, and that first pitch was a curve that looked pretty good from up here. Getting some help from our listeners that base hit down the left field line that gave left fielder Brady Grove some trouble hit the sprinkler head. That's why it made a strange bounce there. Thank you, Mark Corbin, for that information. The second pitch to Knowles misses for a ball. The count now 1 ball and 1 strike. Aiden Collins, the left-hander, comes to the stretch and throws a breaking ball that misses inside for ball 1. I'm sorry, for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Collins, a freshman out of Quincy University. He goes to the stretch, and when he goes to the stretch, his right foot is considerably angled towards first base. And the delivery misses outside for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike after the first strike, which looked very good. Aiden has thrown 3 balls, and now the hitter has a nice 3-1 count here with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th and 2 runners on. Aiden with the delivery. That's a strike. Fastball for a strike on the outside corner. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Collins pitching from the stretch. Sets and delivers, and that's a ball hit out to short left field. Brady Groves has it for the out, so that's out number 2 in F7. Runners retreat back to their bases. So Hankins still on second and Kelly still on first. And that'll bring up for the Bucs number 10, the catcher Dylan Maltby, hitting from the right side of the plate today, or this at bat. Bucs have runners at first and second. 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th. Aiden Collins with the set with his right foot pointed towards first and a good foot and a half in front of his left foot. He misses on the first pitch for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Dylan Maltby. And the delivery. That's a strike. 1-1. Chinooks not taking much effort holding the runners on base here with a 7-run lead late in the game. Second baseman Louis Zalaika playing a little bit towards second, shuffling his feet over there a bit before getting back to his position. The pitch, ground ball back to the pitcher, runs it over to first, underhands it to Jordan Jaffe for the out. Mark that as a 1-3 to retire Dylan. And the inning ends with no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 2 runners left on base. As we go to the top of the 9th inning, the Chinooks lead this game 10-3. Hello again, Chinooks fans. We are going to the top of the 9th inning with the Chinooks up 10-3 here, and I have to give a credit to my cohort Clayton Jackson when Jordan Jaffe was up at the plate the last inning when he hit that home run. Clayton said he's going to hit a home run here. Didn't want to jinx it, but the leadoff batter here in the 9th inning is David Broughton. Broughton swings and misses for strike 1. He takes the next pitch for a ball. Broughton is doubled, walked, popped out to first, and flied out to left, so he's 1 for 3 on the evening with a run scored. Count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike on the Chinook third baseman. The pitcher, Eisenstadt, delivers, and that ball is fouled off by Broughton for a strike. He's out there as a couple pitchers for the Bucs who are normally pitchers. They're throwing everybody at him because it's getting late in the season. They got to save arms. I'm sure they didn't think that it was going to go this tough for them today. Broughton fouls off another pitch. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. But the pitcher Eisenstadt does not look like a pitcher out there, to be quite honestly. He looks like a position player who has been called in in a not close game to help out the bullpen. And he pitches inside, misses for ball 2. He just doesn't have the form of a person who pitches typically at this level. But he's out there working hard, and he's 2-2 on David Broughton. Broughton fouls that pitch straight back. So he's hanging in there tough against David. So it's Broughton, Hayes, Medeiros, Groves, Degenhart, Zalaika before we get back to Jordan Jaffe, who has 3 hits on the night. There's a swing and a drive into left field, center field. The center fielder comes in and makes a diving catch on it. Wow, a nice play by center fielder Andrew Lamb to retire David Broughton. I thought that was a base hit. Mark that as an F8 and a pretty catch by Andrew Lamb of the Bucs. That's 1 out, and that brings to the plate designated hitter number 32, Jacob Hayes. Hayes on the evening has been on base 3 times with bases on balls. He scored a run on the Medeiros home run in the first. He was called out on strikes. He takes this first pitch for a strike. So on base 3 times, but with only 0 for 1 on the night officially. He fouls off the second pitch for a strike. So the count goes to no balls and 2 strikes. Hayes in the DH slot tonight with a slightly open stance. Moves that front foot forward and then takes a pitch for called third strike. 2 down here, and chances of Jaffe coming up again are getting dimmer and dimmer, unfortunately. Orion Medeiros coming to the plate. He is 1 for 4 on the night. He homered in the first, struck out in the second, popped up to third in the fifth, and flew out to center field in the 7th. He hit that ball to center field pretty hard. The first pitch to him is outside for ball 1. Kailua Medeiros, as my wife likes to call him, because he's from the city of Kailua on the island of Oahu. Swings and misses at the second pitch. Count now goes to 1-1. We served Hawaiian food to the team at their post-game meal last night. That ball's hit hard down the left field line for a single. Medeiros down to first, around second. He's headed towards second. Bucs left fielder comes up throwing, and Medeiros is in with a stand-up double. So a home run and a double for Orion Kailua Medeiros. And the Bucs have a runner on second here in the top of the 9th inning with Brady Groves coming to the plate. So we made some shoyu chicken and had some poke and malasadas for desserts and some fried rice. And the local Hawaiian boys, Cade, and Orion Medeiros felt at home last night. They said we did a good job there with the local food. First pitch to Brady Groves is a strike called and an 0-1 count. Medeiros at second with a minimal lead. The pitch misses inside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike on Brady Groves. Ten runs on 10 hits and no errors for the Chinooks. 3 runs on 6 hits and 1 errors for the Anchorage Bucs. The delivery home is a swing, a rather late swing on Brady Groves' part. He delayed his swing on that because the pitch is not coming in too fast, and he missed it. He may have tipped it, actually. But the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. I believe the scoreboard is wrong. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The next pitch misses low and away for ball 2. 2-2 now, the count. Two and two the count. Umpire verifies that. The scoreboard now correcting to 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. Runner on second base. The delivery outside for ball 3. Brady Groves has walked, struck out, grounded out to third, and grounded out to second base today. So he's 0 for 4. There is a fly ball hit to right field. Right fielder going back, camping under it for the catch. That's out number 3, an F9 to end the inning. So Jordan Jaffe will not get his at bat unless the Bucs make a heck of a comeback here, and we certainly don't want that to happen. For them to tie it up and go to extra innings. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. After 8.5 innings, it is the Chinooks 10, Bucs 3. Hey, Chinooks fans. Chinooks baseball is back on the air as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning with the Chinooks ahead 10 to 3. We are at Mulcahy Stadium, home of the Anchorage Bucs, also home of the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. And the clouds have covered the sun, so it looks a little dark out there. Whereas earlier in the game it was very bright. The first pitch to Brett Castillo, the leadoff Bucs hitter here in the 9th, is a called strike. So the count goes 0-1. Aiden Collins, left-hander, is on the hill, and he hits Castillo with the second pitch. So that's a hit by pitch. It puts Castillo on first, and that brings up the top of the Bucs order. Cole Carlone, a very good hitter and a very fast runner. Carlone 1 for 4 on the night. A ground out to second, a single in the third, a ground out to second in the fifth, and then on base on a fielder's choice in the 7th. That ball is hit to short. Dagenhart over, makes a throw to Zalaika, and they get the out. Not enough time to make the relay. We're happy to get the out there. So Castillo out on the 4-6. Carlone on base on the fielder's choice. Carlone at first now, with 1 runner out, and the batter for the Bucs, shortstop Will Burns. Delivery by Collins, misses outside for ball 1. Aiden Collins, a lefty, looks at the runner at first and goes home. Breaking ball that hits the outside corner for strike 1. That was a nice pitch right there by Aiden. He gets that breaking ball going, and he is really tough with it. Delivers home. This pitch is inside with a fastball, but misses. 2 balls and 1 strike to Will Burns. Down 7 runs, the runner Cole Carlone does not have much of a lead out there at first. And although that draws a throw, I guess it was my comment that jinxed it and drew a throw from Aiden Collins. Carlone back standing up without much of a problem. 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. The 2-1 pitch. Nice move. Aiden went home with that pitch, but his move had Carlone going back to first base before Aiden went home. So a very nice move on the left-hander's part there. 2-2 the count, and throws another breaking ball that just misses outside for ball 3. Full count here. Full count with 1 out. Carlone, the Bucs runner, with a minimal lead at first base. Aiden Collins delivers home. There's a ground ball hit to short. Dagan hard over to Zalaika for the out and does not deliver. Carlone slid but stopped short a good 12 feet away from second base. Mark that as Carlone out on the 6-4, the second out of the inning. Burns advances to first base on the fielder's choice, and that will bring up center fielder Andrew Lamb for the Bucs. Lamb tonight has hit a double and is 1 for 4 as he is grounded out to third. And the runner goes from first, throw down, not in time. That's a stolen base for Burns.
Stolen base is brought to you by Steak and Center.
I say Lamb is grounded out to third, doubled, struck out, and flew out to center field. The pitch was a strike, so the count, no balls and 1 strike. Second pitch misses high and inside for ball 1. Lamb hitting from the left side of the plate. No shadows on the field now as the sun hides behind the clouds and the temperature has dropped considerably. Slight breeze blowing out to left field, actually to the left field line. And that pitch misses for ball 2. Left-hander Aiden Collins on the mound with a runner on second base. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th. The Chinooks have a 7-run lead. The delivery misses outside for ball 3. 3-1 now the count. Jordan Jaffe at first, tonight's offensive star, playing back with the left-hander up. The delivery from Collins. Foul ball to the third base side. So that brings the count to full. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Andrew Lamb. Scoreboard showing 3 outs here in the inning, and I wish that was the case because the game would be over, but that's not the case. It's a full count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th. Collins delivers, and that ball hits the batter. So a hit by pitch. Second one of the inning for Aiden Collins. That puts Lamb on first base. And the runner, Will Burns, who is on second, stays there. So the Bucs now have runners first and second with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning. That brings up left fielder number 24, Adam Enyart, for the Bucs. Enyart is 0 for 4 the night. He has struck out, grounded out to first, grounded out to third, and flew out to center. The pitch from Collins misses high for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes on Adam Enyart. Bucs runner's pretty casual out there. The first baseman just kind of chatting it up with his first base coach. And the good curveball. There's that curveball by Aiden Collins. I'd love to see. It's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Something about a left-handed curveball that is just a pretty thing to watch. And when Aiden's on, man, it is a thing of beauty to see. 1-1 the count, and the delivery, swing and a miss. Strike 2, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So the Chinooks down now to 1 strike away from winning this game for the second time here today. Actually, for the third time here today. No, second time, excuse me. The pitch, ground ball, hit foul down the first base line. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bucs runners return, tag their bases to make it legit, and take their leads. Aiden Collins, the Chinook left-hander on the hill, with a 1-2 strike on Adam Enyart for the Bucs. Delivery outside, check swing, not appealed to first. Oh no, that umpire, the first base umpire, looked to me like he wanted to make a call there, but that misses 2-2. The appeal was not made. 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Adam Enyart. Collins sets from the stretch and delivers. And there's a base hit to the right side. That hit is through. Runner coming home, and the throw is cut off to the first. The run scores. So Burns comes around to score on that base hit. It's a single for Enyart. Lamb moves over to second. Jaffe cut off the throw from right fielder Orion Medeiros, made a throw over to second to try to get the runner leaning off of second base. Did not make it, so there's 2 down here. And runners at first and second. The score now 10-4 as the Bucs bring a run home. The delivery, breaking ball, misses outside for a ball. 10 runs, 11 hits, no errors for the Chinooks. 4 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error for the Bucs. Actually, that would have been their 7th hit of the game, according to my book. Aiden steps off the rubber, comes back on with a 1-0 count on Josh Hankins, the Bucs third baseman. Hankins 2 for 4 tonight with 2 doubles. Pitch misses inside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Hankins popped out to third, doubled in the 4th, grounded out to third in the 6th, and then doubled in the 8th. He has a 2-0 count on him here in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs. Aiden delivers with a beautiful curveball for strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Runners at first and second for the Bucs. And that ball just about hit the batter. Got out of the way there. And it's ball 3. So 3 balls and 1 strike on Josh Hankins. Aiden Collins tried to put this thing away for the Chinooks. They've got a 6-run lead here in the bottom of the 9th. The delivery, there's a strike. That's a fastball. Now the count is 3-2. 3-2 with 2 outs. The runners on first and second will be running on the pitch. We'll see who something's going to happen here. Aiden comes to stretch. No one holding on. The runners break. And the pitch is a swing and a miss for strike 3, and that's the game. 3rd out of the inning. 1 run on 1 hit. No errors. And 2 runners left on base for the bottom of the 9th inning for the Bucs. The final score here, Chinooks 10, Bucs 4, and that was an impressive offensive display by Chugiak Eagle River. Lots of extra base hits, more base hits than we've had in any game this year. Let me count them up. A double by Jordan Jaffe, a double by David Broughton, a home run by Orion Medeiros. That was in the first inning only. A whole bunch of walks. A triple then by Jordan Jaffe in the 3rd inning. Counting up the extra base hits here again. And then a home run by Jordan Jaffe in the 8th. And a double by Orion Medeiros in the 9th inning. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 extra base hits for the Chinooks. Outstanding performance offensively as they garner 10 hits total, 6 of them extra bases. They only leave 7 runners on base tonight, and they score 10 runs. Clutch hits with men on base was the difference here. The Bucs, normally a very strong offensive team, only managed to get 7 hits off tough Chinook pitching tonight. They left 10 men on base, however, so good defense by the Chinooks to keep them from scoring. All right, folks, I am going to not make the trip down to Kenai with the team, but Clayton Jackson will, so you'll be hearing him do the play-by-play down there, and for the next 2 weeks as I have to go out of town. Heading to Washington, D.C. for a business trip, and it's going to be hot and muggy there, folks. But I will try to keep in touch and listening to Clayton give the play-by-play when I get a chance and see what it's like for our East Coast families who listen into our ball games as they start at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. The final score here, 10-4 by the Chinooks. It has been a pleasure doing the play-by-play today. My name is Tim Bartow. And I am signing off here as the Chinooks pull this out. And the winning pitcher, by the way, is Nolan Livesey. A very fine performance by him tonight. He deserves the win. I'll be signing off on behalf of Chinooks, the Chinooks Booster Club, and Athletes in Action. Thank you, folks, for listening in, and enjoy Clayton Jackson as we hit the road here going down to Kenai.